It appears that 97% of you guys that watch my videos aren't subscribed. Please consider hitting that subscribe button and also the notification button, because it tells YouTube that I do a pretty good job at what I'm doing. Thank you guys and enjoy the video. Hey guys, and how's it going? Got another video for you guys today, another quarantine video. As you if you may notice, this motor right here. Anybody know what tractor that motor's from? I'll give you guys a little bit of time to guess. Don't cheat. I'll know if you cheated. But that motor is the motor out of the, if you don't remember, the 1969 112 patio that we have. We got the motor back. When I first got it, it was just a block. The valves and everything were out of it. I had to put it all back together when I first got it. Not an easy job, you know, but got it done. So, came to me just a block. I had to put the shrouds on it, the valves in, everything else on it. And it went together nicely. It turns over kind of rough, but once the motor gets broken in, once the motor gets turned over a little bit, it'll free up. I've ran into some that are like that and some that aren't. And the ones that are kind of stiff to turn, it's not very stiff. You can turn it. You just got to have a little bit more pressure than you usually do while you're turning it. But once that motor spins around a little bit and runs, it'll clear itself up. So it'll be no big deal. Anyway, put a brand new carburetor on it. I painted the air filter piece. Unfortunately, there's some runs on it. I'm gonna have to try to find a way to get rid of those runs. But painted that, put a new carburetor on it. We put a new starter on it. Got everything on them that needs to be done, but the reason I brought them over here is because on the back of them, there's these little holders that go on the back of these two motors that hold the back covers on. There's newer ones like the 73 have the holders on the front hood support and the frame, and then also on the piece over here. But these have them mounted to the engine, and we got to put both of them on these motors. So trying to remember if there's anything else we need to do besides that. I think that's just about it. We got to get this muffler mount bolted down. We got quite a bit to do on this motor. So I guess let's go on ahead and get started. This is that mount I was talking about. This goes on top up here, as you can see, and it holds the back PTO cover on so that you don't see this. You'll see it when the tractor's put together, but I think we're going to end up pulling this little mesh cover off because we really don't need it. That, and it's in the way. I hate to do that, but it's in the way, and I don't really think there's a reason for it unless there's something I'm missing other than to keep little kids from touching the muffler, which I don't have any little kids that'll be messing with this, so I think we could take it off there, or just cut this. They're just self-tapping screws. Let's just go on ahead, and I really want to leave the mesh on there, but at the same time I really don't. What we could do is, I'm looking over there at the 73 because it has this exact same cover on it without the mesh. I kind of want to leave the mesh on it, but I don't at the same time. Let's play it even. What do you guys think? Should we leave the mesh on there or should we just take it off? I think we're just going to go on ahead and take it off. Let me grab a, I'm not sure what size. I almost wonder if It's one of these size. Let me grab a ratchet and we'll get that pulled out. The only issue is I don't want to scratch up the paint. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna cut this. We're gonna try to keep it a straight line. As you can see, we just cut that off. We don't really need it. We're gonna try to go in a straight line. Actually, that looks fine. That looks fine how it is. If it ends up getting on my nerves, we'll take it off, but for right now it's fine. So, like I said, the motor does turn. You just got to give it a little bit more pressure than you usually would. This one turns over kind of rough too. That one's got good compression though. I don't know if this one does. This one seems to have good compression too. And then right there is where you bolt this. Not quite sure if this cover goes on top of this or if this goes on top of that. I would assume this goes on top. Yeah, and then we'll need a washer for there. Oh, actually, that won't work. Wait a minute. That's not going to work. If we have this on there, oh why? I didn't even realize that. That's not going to work. Because the muffler is going to be touching. That's going to be right on the muffler. Shit. I didn't realize that. Trying to think of what I can do to fix my problems. I'm going to bend this out. That needs to bend out so it can line up with that wall. So let's bend this. Should have probably grabbed the other ones. So we can bend it. Let's see. I don't want to twist it. I want to twist it, but I don't. Just kind of want to get it. You know what we could do? We could cut the bottom of it off so the way it works. So that the way it works is. I'll grab the channel locks. As I was saying, we could mount it so that like that. That work? Well, I hate to cut away at this, but do. We're not going to cut that. We can do. There is no other place. Unless there's something I'm missing. This is on here, right? Yeah, that's on there. That is kind of loose. Trying to think of how I want to do this. I have this clamped on, as you guys can see. This is clamped onto this. This isn't very long like I was hoping it would be. What to do? I do have the other motor. No, actually, I don't think that one would be long enough either. Well, it might be too long. If it was more of an angle, I almost wonder if we were to heat this pipe up and bend it out. Well, I don't know. How loose are these? Well, shit. shit. I don't know what to tell you. Try to bend this out here again. Ready? Shit. Don't want to line up. What do you guys think? If we were to take this, heat it up, and try bending it, I don't know now. Not a lot of ways we can play this. We could chop this little bit off right here. It can slide in and hold it like that. But then with this, that's our only problem, is this touches the muffler. We wouldn't be able to put that cover on there. So I'm trying to think of how we can do it. It'd be nice if we could raise this muffler up. Actually, that'd be perfect right there. Let's see if we can line this up with the hole. Try and find out. Well, that's lined up. You know what? We just might do that. I think that might work if we just raise this up a little bit, although this side will still touch the panel, but I think a little bit touching the panel won't hurt it as long as it doesn't. Let's go back to my stash of mufflers and see what we've got, what we can find back here, because I got a couple of them we could use. I went in there and I grabbed that PTO cover I was talking about. This is the one that goes on the tractor and the PTO is behind. Let's see. I didn't end up cutting anything yet. I almost wonder if there's a way that we could hold this up somehow. We could put a bolt in there, but that covers half of it. If we were to drop that on there, we notch this out right here, and we put a bolt in there, that'll hold it. Although if it loosens at all, it's gonna bounce like that. Let's see, I wish that I went back here and I grabbed this cover thinking we'd be able to put it on there, but I don't think we can. Let's just run back here and look at that muffler and see what we got. Let's take a look at this one. This is another muffler I was talking about. This is one off of a 140, but see now, it'd be nice if this pipe was down here instead. Can you guys even see? Yeah, it'd be nice if this pipe was down here instead. This would be up higher, and this, although I don't know if it'd touch that top cover or not. Our only problem is there's no support under here to hold it, and this will fly right at me. Now what we could do is we could put an angle on here. This is a flapper I made, kind of a failed project, just for shits and giggles. But we could put an angle piece on here, have it shoot out the side. I don't know if that would look right though on have it go up. Just an idea. What do you guys think we should do? I figured I'd show you guys where that cover goes. The cover goes over here. It covers this PTO arm, and right here's where the PTO pulleys would go. One runs down to the wheel drive and then the deck. One runs out the front to a snowblower. This is your PTO engagement. You push this in and it pulls in, as you guys see. But right now, it's not really put together right, so it's not going to work. It hits the side of the tractor. We're not going to use the PTO on here anyway, so it really don't matter. But I know I did say that the 68 and the patio are getting their frames cut. I was waiting on my buddy to come out here and get them so we could do the frames, and of course because of this quarantine he can't come out here, so they've been here. For anybody wondering, they've been here ever since I said, oh, he's gonna come out here and get them. It never happened. Okay, so I thought that since we can't get this one to work, we might as well work with the 68 motor and this is the one that holds it. This actually looks kind of messy. I'm gonna take it and do a little bit of degreasing on it. Let you guys see how to do that. Okay, so I went in there. I brought you guys over here to the sink. This is how I do it. Yes, my sink is a mess. As I take this, and I just put the WD-40 away. Okay, ran over there and I grabbed my WD-40. I knew I needed it for something. This is my degreaser. I just use old, dirty WD-40 I used to soak stuff. So you're gonna give this a nice coat of it with your paintbrush. My paintbrush has been painted with, so it ain't exactly the cleanest. You could also, if you were particular about it, you could repaint this, but the tractor it's going on, there's no point in painting it over. So turn your sink on, and it's pretty self-explanatory. There we go. I'd say that turned out pretty good. See, now if I was Musty 1, or if I had a parts washer like Musty 1, I would have just took it and cleaned it in the parts washer instead. It'd have turned out much better, but that worked. I'd say it looks a lot better. We could also take a little wire wheel. I don't have any rags out here, but we could take a wire wheel, or wire brush, clean it up a little bit more. But we got most of the oil off of it. There's still some rust on it. If I was really particular about it, like I am with the patio, I would have just painted it, sandblasted it, and then painted it. But this way works out just fine. Look at that. You get to keep all the original paint. Put it out in the sun to dry a little bit, or just put it right on the tractor. The reason it was so gunky and covered up in oil is because the 68 that it was on leaked oil bad, and it just made an oil mess everywhere. What do you guys think? Should we put this out in the sun and let it dry, or should we just do it, wing it? Let me grab a dry paper towel and we can do that. Looking through the bolt hoard right now to see if I can find a bolt that'll hold that on there that size. And I think I might have. I have one. I have a few that'll work. I just got to find one that's short. Here we go. Might be a little bit too long. Here we go. Perfect. These should work. I didn't test it, but I'm pretty sure they're about the same size, so I'm pretty sure that they'll work. I don't have the factory bolts. You know what we should probably put? We should probably put washers on these. Oh hell, look at that, that works. Might be a little bit too long though, but. There's also a belt guard that's supposed to go on there, but I don't have the belt guard at the moment. I do have one, but it's on the round fender. We'd have to take it off the round fender. Let's see. Which one of these do we want? God, it's always fun sorting weird. There we go. For everyone being quarantined, there's just way too many cars out right now. Yeah, like I said, that's too long. Let me run back here and see if I got a shorter one, or we can just grind that one down. Went back there and I dug around a little bit. I found some shorter bolts. I'm gonna grab washers too while I'm thinking about it. Went back here and I grabbed washers. these are actually lock washers. They're not washers. They're, damn it. Oh, there they go. Now they want to work. Cool. Come on. Should be enough thread. They're not as long as the other ones were. I think they stuck out about an inch or two. These are about the same as them, but they're a little bit shorter. So I went ahead and put this one in. There we go, right there. I actually may end up painting it black so it matches the motor. We got to take both these motors out. Actually, just this one. We got to take this one out and pressure wash it, clean it up a little bit. I'm going to put some bolts underneath of it so it doesn't keep doing that. You got to remember there's a shroud on the front of it that'll keep it from going. The reason this one doesn't have bolts inside of it is because the other one's got an oil pan that hangs down so it doesn't sit level. This one kind of sits level on its own. Uh-oh. Oh, I see what happened. That's shorter than that one is. Sounds like somebody's out there shooting guns. Yeah, I see what the deal is. Okay, well, let's see if I have one. There we go. That'll work. Hopefully, this one will work. Shit. Well, fuck. Go in. Oh well, they're on there tight enough. Yeah, I'd say it's in there tight enough. I think, besides that, we've got this one all set and ready to go. You know, their muffler, like what this one has. Something like what this one's got. I need another one of them and it'll work out perfect. I almost wonder, I think I could get one of them off the internet. Although the problem is this is going to point at the hood support instead of out the hood support. It'd have to be right here to point out the hood support. We could do, bend this out, find a little angle piece. Something like a 45-degree angle, like this. Although that's a air compressor piece and that's just a hair short, like that. Don't take this and bend it out. Well, shit. It went too far. There we go. And we'll bend this down. Oh, that one's stuck. That's the problem with these parts being over 50-something years old, is they don't, these welds from being hot so many times, they start to break, as you can see right there. I mean, this muffler is over, I want to say 51, maybe 52 years old. The tractor it's going on is 51 years old. 51 or 52. I think the patio is 51. I'd have to check them again and look. Well, I think this one is all set and ready to go. Once we get that frame cut out, drop it in, it'll be ready to go. I do have a 210 around back. We could drop this motor in and see how it does. What do you guys think? Should we drop this motor into that tractor and try driving it around and see how it does? We already dropped it into the 71 and it appeared to work, so I'm going to leave that one up to you guys. What do you think? Here's what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to hold off on this motor for right now. We don't need that mount for it to be perfect. I actually do have another, what we could do is I have one of these upstairs, a cover like this. We could grab that cover. I don't have the bolts that go here though, that's the only thing. This is a different style cover than the one that this motor has, but it might work. What I'm thinking, let me take you guys around back and I'll show you the 210 I was talking about. Here's that 210 I was talking about. As you guys can see, this thing is a POS. It is, some of the wiring in it is off. It's going to need to be rewired if we drop that motor in, or we could just run it the way we were. But it has the correct oil, it has the correct part that we need, like the 71 has. It has that motor mount in it that we need. The bottom of it's cut out, and then right here's where the flywheel shroud would go. Although the front cover wouldn't look right, it's not a 200 series cover, it'd fit in this motor, this tractor, and we could test it out. And there's the 210. I get a lot of questions from you guys wondering what all's back here in this lower bay. I just have a wagon back here and some pallets. There's really not much back here. That's pretty much it. And then firewood, trash can. And then this is just where I keep all the extra stuff. So this 210, I'm still working on it. It's going to be a part out here eventually, but right now I'm just kind of leaving it together as it is. It's got good grips on it. I'm trying to think if I've got a tractor I need the grips on. I don't think so. I think I've already pulled the spring out of this. Well, what do you guys think we should do? I'm going to go on ahead and end this video here. I'm going to cut it kind of short because there's really not much we can do in it. I was kind of hoping to get those mounts put back on, but I guess we got the one on, so it worked. Okay, well, thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I will see you all in the next video.